Welcome to part 2 of information. This is clue 1 part 2. What I've done here is I've picked up the center stitch and removed the marker, and the next step is to simply knit front and back into that stitch. This can be a little awkward, but don't worry, you'll be completely fine. And then you've done the first right side row, and you'll turn your work to work from the wrong side. The first thing you'll do there is to knit front and back into the first stitch, and then you just knit one, and that completes row number 2. And don't worry if it all looks a bit loose and weird. It always does in the beginning, and it will be completely fine once you've done a few rows. Then you turn your row again. Turn your work again, and with yarn in front you take one stitch, slip one stitch, and then you make one stitch. Doesn't really matter, just choose your method, left and right, doesn't really matter. And then you knit one, and then you make one again. This will also be a little bit awkward, but push through. And the last thing you do is you slip one from the work, and then you slip one from the edge of the work, and then you turn again and you knit those 2 stitches together, the edge stitch and the first stitch of the row. And then you knit until you have one stitch left of the row, and then you slip 2 stitches with the yarn in front, one from the row and one from the edging of your shawl, like this. And you do the SSK, slip, slip, knit them through the back loops. And then you turn your work again. And this is really all you do throughout. You keep on the wrong side, you slip 2 stitches with the yarn in front, and then you, on the wrong side, you knit them together, and at the end of the wrong side row you slip, slip, knit the stitches with the last stitch with one edging stitch, and so you pick up the edging stitches from the side. And it gets easier. Look, it's getting a little bit tighter on the in the back, and just keep doing that until you run out of stitches. You increased by the knit front and back on the right side, and then you pick up the edging stitches by slipping them and knitting them with the first and last stitches of the row. And look, here's the right side and how it turns out. And it also will get a little bit tidier after blocking, so don't really have to worry about that. And here you can see my swatch